Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with the series about idols as romantic partners, and this time is going to be the turn of TXT Huening. So yes, let's see the cards that he got from the Oracle of the Archetypes. He got the card of hedonist, athlete, dilettante, and divine child. And from the tarot, he got the star card, the strength, and from the oracle of earth wisdom, he got the card of divine connections. So yes, starting off, I definitely do see a pattern. I don't know if you noticed, if you watched the other readings that I've been doing, but the hedonist card is a card that always comes out, and I really do shuffle very well. So and it's interesting because they're always like the first card to come out, so definitely there's like a meaning there, um probably for I think that for all of us people in general, we all love to be in relationships, and sometimes we do change for the better when we are starting a relationship, when we finally establish that we are in a committed relationship, or that we are feeling romantic. But I think that maybe for the idols that I've been reading, to be in a relationship is like a possibility to also relax and enjoy being themselves and enjoying the connection, enjoying the closeness, the intimacy. Probably these people do, how can I say this, do value more the intimacy of a bond, or probably they long for having these connections or these relationships more than what we think. Probably it's because of the role and their responsibilities, and being an idol must be extremely exhausting, exhausting role to play. So somehow when you are in a romantic relationship, you are supposed to be yourself, and you're supposed to feel the trust and the possibility to relax and also enjoy, learn to enjoy things that give you pleasure, things about being sort of Venusian, like give love, receive love, give compliments, receive compliments, be seductive, being while you are the two of you together, enjoy yourselves, like go to beautiful places together, eat delicious food, all about enjoyment. So I think that the hedonist here, it's is about, I think that what they bring to this bond at first hand is the possibility to enjoy, to actually like connect with pleasure, connect with being themselves, and like not censor themselves, being themselves and enjoying of each other's company, and like connect with your desires, like I'm feeling good because I am with my loved one, and I want that person to feel good as well. There's no pressure, there's no fear here. So definitely this attitude of being the hedonist, like, okay, let's enjoy while we are together, let's have fun, um let's not worry about the future, and all of those things. And then we have the card of the athlete. This is also an archetype that came out in other readings. I think that the athlete, it's about, your competitive nature, and I think that probably for Huening relationships, it's also something that he's very focused on. Probably he will put extra effort, and he will work on himself, and also on on organizing his matters so he can give quality time to this person. probably he is the kind of lover that he does take seriously, to be a good partner, and probably since athlete, it's all about you showing your best side and also being the best. I think that probably he's going to be very the kind of partner that he's going to be very like on the details about, how can I be a better boyfriend, how can I be a better partner, how can I be a better influence for the person that I'm with, so he will always be checking on himself to be the best version this person can have, somehow also, the athlete reminds me a lot of, since we're talking about being competitive. I think that also probably he does want to be this person's best partner, or best they ever had, something like that. Like, I don't know if this person somehow shared with them that they had previous relationships or that they dated before. Probably get very competitive in the sense that, oh no, I have to be the best, I have to be like, um really, like, memorable, I have to work on myself, not only spiritually and when it comes to the way he behaves, also in being a better person, also probably in the physical aspects, working out. Of course, that we know that idols are always working on themselves, like working on their body. They are always like trying to be um the best they can look, but probably for him it's like, okay, not to get too comfortable or not to get lazy when it comes to, like looking good, so that the other person can be like, oh wow, he definitely puts the effort. And then we have the card of dilettante. So this is also that I definitely sense a lot of energy here of wanting to do things for the other person, probably like we know that probably Huening has a very like tight agenda and schedule, but I think that this is the kind of person that he will be very dependent on his partner, when it comes to if they need something, how they're doing. So if he thinks that he can help in any way, he will offer himself, like, okay, I can do this for you, I can help you with this, I can, like, somehow, like, I can be there, even though he could potentially like be busy, he will make time, and he will also like try to help and assist his loved one, in the sense that, okay, do you need anything, I can do this, sort of like having this very strong need. And this is something that I do feel that probably him in a relationship, he will take a very active role when it comes to being focused on his partner's needs. It can be different needs, from emotional needs to, I don't know, financial needs, someone that even though he doesn't, he's very intuitive, and he's probably this kind of person that he will just look at his person, and he will be like, oh, they need my help, or like, I know they are going through something, so I have to help, so he is a very devoted partner, in the sense that probably he's very empathic. Somehow he doesn't need the other person to tell them like, okay, like, I have an issue with this. He will know it, because he's very observant. It seems like it doesn't matter how busy he is or how many things he has to do, he will always be dependent on his lover, like, okay, what do you need from me? I'm here, I can help you. And also here with the card of the divine child, I think he is also this kind of person that he does bring a lot of laughter, a lot of like innocent and cheerful attitude. He will probably want to make their loved ones feel less stressed, actually like making jokes, and somehow lighting up the mood, even though himself knows that probably we all have worries and insecurities, but he's like, okay, while you are with me, I want you to forget about all this. I don't know if in the past he had partners that were a bit like on the insecure side, but it seems like he is this sort of like, he has the savior complex, that somehow he wants to save his loved ones from pain or from having a hard time. So somehow him being as this divine child, he's like, okay, I have to do something for them to feel better about a certain situation. And he does have some healing potential, that probably in his presence somehow he's a special someone does tend to feel better after they talk to him or after they are in his presence. So he does have that sort of like um, divine attribute, like they make you feel better somehow. And since he knows this, he tries to always remain positive, and also to help the other person to feel less stress, which is funny because I think that he would be the one that who would be stressed because of all his responsibilities. But in this case, I think that him as a partner, I think that him in a relationship, he does forget about himself, that he is fully focused on his partner's needs. So if their partners have uh, problems, he will be more focused and for almost forget about himself because he wants to be a very positive influence for his loved one. Then we have the star card and the strength card. So then, he's also someone that probably he believes in faith and believes that the people that he meets or the people that he falls in love with or that he starts a relationship with are the one, or somehow they have, like, the universe brought them together. He's very spiritual. There's a very romantic but also spiritual side to him when it comes to connections, emotional connections. He's like, okay, if I'm with this person, it's because I really want to be with this person and I really think that this person is special to me. It doesn't matter if the bond is long lasting or not. He definitely believes that every person that he's in the relationship with, that they are important and that they play a huge role in his destiny. And then the strength card, that the strength card is is the Leo card, and he is a Leo. So he is somehow, he feels like he has the calling to help people become stronger, or somehow become more resilient. So there's this is something very interesting about Huening Kai's energy, that I think that this guy, even he is really young, but I think that he went through a lot, and I don't know how to say this, but I think that his life wasn't, I think that he always had this sort of like, he had always been in survival mode. This is why I think that he is the kind of person that has the sensibility or the empathy enough to get if his loved ones, or anyone in the room with him is having a hard time, because he knows how that feels like. So somehow he's like, okay, if I overcome all this in my life, in my short life, I feel like I can help others achieve this as well. So he's definitely a defender. He is like someone that he's like, okay, I want to be a very positive influence for my partner. I don't want to bring negativity to our bond, or to make my partner worry about me, something like that. And then, yes, the last card, divine connection. So for him, yeah, it's all about feeling that there's some divinity, something divine in here, because he got the divine child, and then at the end we got the divine connection. So I think that for him, he somehow, I don't know if he's religious or if But I think that for him is even deeper than this. He definitely believes that he came to this earth with a sort of calling, with a sort of like, with a responsibility. Somehow he feels like he has the means to make people's life better and somehow help people reach a level of awareness. Um, so he's someone that he wants to. I think that for him to get into relationships actually is going to take a while, because I see him like since he puts so much of himself in these connections, probably he will be like really picky to be like, okay, this is the one, because definitely think that what he brings to the connection is so deep and is so profound and it's so like magical almost. Like I think that he definitely goes through periods of analyzing and observing the person that he likes initially. He observes them a lot, and he tends to be like, okay, I want to know if you are the one for me, because actually, like I think that he does believe in like in signals, in like coincidences and serendipity, and something he has to feel the magic somehow. He has to feel like there's a spiritual connection. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean it from a religious way. I mean it from that with his intuition, he knows that that person is feeling the same as him, and he feels that spark. He feels that um he almost feels like a deja vu when he's in front of someone that he really likes. He's like, oh, this one. And I think that that's very beautiful, because not all males have this sort of level of of intuition, and he definitely does seem to be like someone who had relied on his intuition a lot in his short life. And actually, I think that probably his intuition has gotten like deeper these last years, but also he had learned that his intuition never let him down, in the sense that probably if he feels or if he senses something, these things probably come true. So he's like, okay, I need to, this is why he got the divine child, because he knows that he was chosen for something bigger than being popular, or than being on the spotlight, or than being famous. He has this sort of like intention to be a good influence for the people that he loves. So it's like he brings light into whoever life he enters, and whoever he encounters or he associates with. So this is beautiful. Yes, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful reading. So yes, guys, this is all I have for him. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I see you in my next video. Bye.